The strangers, believe me when I say, loving me is loving danger. Your heart is bound to break. I walk alone in the night, beneath the pale moon. Loving's for the fools. Baby, beware of my bite. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf, I'm a lone wolf, I'm a lone wolf, I'm a lone wolf, I'm a creeping through the shadows in the corners of your mind. the wind blows. I run but I don't hide. I hear the call of the wild, whispering my name. No, I can't be tamed. My heart belongs to the night. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a lone wolf.
Alright, guys. My co-host is still asleep. Pause that. We really do. We really do give him a hard time, don't we? Alright. Oh, it's an update for Star Citizen. I'll check that out after. Alright, so he is in chat, but he fell asleep in Discord. Like you said he was going to, so who knows? Maybe he'll wake up. Satellite, wake up! But anyway. Obviously if he joins us or wakes up, then obviously he can jump in anytime he wants. But yeah. So guys, also a couple of little bit of housekeeping notices. Obviously you guys might have noticed there was a video that went up earlier today. Breaking news, obviously Julian Assange has been arrested and charged over in the UK. They literally went into Ecuador, literally bust the door down, and basically pulled him out by the hair. Not obviously by the hair part, but yeah, they pulled him out of the face rigger crashed. They went through and pulled him out by the scruff of the neck, so to speak, and threw him in the back of a van. So we do have a bit of an update on Trump. This headline is a little misleading because, well, hey, it's CNN and they wouldn't be CNN if they were completely honest. But we're going to talk about what Trump actually said. But as for Julian Assange, we pretty much covered most of it earlier today. I will actually throw a link up in the description below for that video. And also I'll go through and post a link in chat now, so that obviously if you guys haven't seen it, that can obviously allow you to go through and see it. Let me we got 2 notifications. Temple, yep. My channel, right, yeah. So we'll go through and get that now. Also, while I'm doing that, a little also housekeeping. Okay, so what's the plan with this channel? What are we going to be doing with it? And what's the plan as of internet upgrade in 5 weeks? So, as some of you may know, my internet is going to be upgraded in 5 weeks. Yes! Woohoo! And obviously at the end of the day, that will obviously help solve a lot of problems that we have. Hopefully it will stop the internet from buffering. There's the link for that video there. That'll stop the internet from buffering. It'll also help us, obviously, with the quality. It'll also help the gaming station, because obviously, or the gaming channel, because obviously that way we can then stream at a decent quality and it doesn't look like Star Tetris. And also, yeah, just it's going to help us out in general. Alright, so that's the good news. So what we are doing, we're going to be going through and we're going to be doing the lives for basically thanks Trip. We're going to be going to and doing the live shows every day on Nonpartisan Media Live. That's why it's called Nonpartisan Media Live. If you guys have not subscribed to that channel yet, please do. Also, it might be good because this also might go through and allow you guys to get notified. So if you haven't subbed to Nonpartisan Media Live, go do through it. It's listed on the featured channels on the YouTube page. It's the same spelling as it is here, just with obviously live on the end. And that's where we're going to be going through and doing all the live shows. Obviously, after that, the major stories will be broken up into smaller videos, and they will then be uploaded to this channel. So, for example, and today we're talking about WikiLeaks, obviously. We're talking about liberals having the absolute meltdown over Barr, Amazon getting busted with Alexa, YouTube hiding videos for Candace, and maybe ex-Muslim sweat, like all these sort of stories, like these major stories here. These would be all on Nonpartisan Media, and the live show would have those plus the other stuff that's not that important, so to speak. Like, these are the central core topics of today. The other stuff's important, don't get me wrong, I should rephrase that. Everything's important, but obviously we can't go uploading, 10 videos a day, because it'd just be insane. So the Nonpartisan Media Live will have all of the stories for the day. It'll have all of the shows and all the topics that we cover in that one particular day. Nonpartisan Media will upload the highlight of the top 3 to 5. I was going to say 3, but it's never going to be 3. It's more likely going to be 5. 5 videos a day where you guys can go through and just watch the major topics. So if you're short on time, obviously you can go through, you can hit the Nonpartisan Media, get the major topics. If you're not short on time and you want the live stream, then obviously you can do Nonpartisan Media Live. And also we are talking about putting it up on iTunes or Spotify or something like that as a vlog. So that'll be the daily vlog show where you guys can just listen to it. And obviously once we get decent internet speeds, I can upload a lot more regularly, a lot more quickly. Instead of, like, at the moment, if I was to upload the clip for just this part, this 10-15 minutes, it would take over an hour. So I can't do it at the moment. But yeah, it gives me 4 weeks to sort out how to do the whole vlogging, YouTube, like Spotify thing. Because I have no idea how to do a podcast or how to upload a podcast right now. I really do have to look into it. Boomer to the rescue! But apart from that, guys, yeah. So if you haven't subbed to Nonpartisan Media Live, please go do that. Turn the notifications on. That will let you know when the show is live. Hopefully. Also, the good thing is that channel shouldn't be suppressed. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to try it. And that's probably what the new plan will be from, like today, sort of. For the next 4 weeks, we're still going to be doing it here. Actually, we might start doing it next week. We might start moving everything over, because that way we can work out all the teething issues, and I don't know. I'll talk to Satellite. So, guys, go and sub to Nonpartisan Media Live. Please do that, because that way you'll then catch the show. I'm not sure when we're going to move it over. I'll have a think about it. But yeah, so go sub to Nonpartisan Media Live, and obviously between now and then, we'll keep doing it here for now. But yeah. So yeah. Link should be in the description for Nonpartisan Media Live. If not, I will add it at the end of the show. I don't actually put a link to my other YouTube channels. Wow. I am a complete terrible person. I got Satellite's BitChute account. That all needs to be updated. But anyway, so that's the idea. Like I said, I'll update it soon. Alright. Okay, as for Julian Assange, let's jump into it. Let's cover the news, because that's what you guys are here for. PewDiePie is moving to... What about yeah, okay. So we have actually talked about that trip. We talked about it yesterday or the day before, I think. It's not the lifesaver or everything that everybody talks about. The community guidelines, yes, they have them. and they're actually worse than YouTube or Twitch. If you want us to do another refresher on that, we can, although there is actually a video up yesterday. I think it went up. Let me link for it. I'll grab the link for you guys. My channel. Here it is here. That is the link for that video where we actually talk about PewDiePie. Also, I will go through and give you guys the link for Nonpartisan Media Live. So, that one. Maybe. Yeah, that's alright, that's alright. It's all good, man. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I do want to talk to them. I am talking to one of the admins and founders, or admin founders, whatever it may be. And I am expressing our concern over the T of service, or terms of service. So, yeah. They are looking into being a little bit more relaxed from a mod's point of view. But I'm still talking to the admin, and yeah, I've still got to have a chat to him. It's been crazy lately with like Julian being arrested and everything like that. So yeah, it's like been crazy. But anyway, let's jump into it. Let's talk about Trump in 2016. I love Wikileaks. Trump now. I know nothing about Wikileaks. Okay, so this is a case where Donald Trump probably needs to learn to speak Philatus properly. Because they're a little bit misleading with this title. Obviously, look at the end of the day, what CNN is trying to do here. CNN's trying to get Trump's base offside. Ah, my camera fell off. Trying to get Trump's base offside, right? They've realized that he's going to most likely win 2016. So what can we do to fix that problem? Well, we can go through and we can upset his base. And that's what they're trying to do, right? So that would be my assertion over this. President Donald Trump, when asked if he still loves Wikileaks, as he said in 2016, told reporters in the Oval Office he knows nothing about Wikileaks. I know nothing about Wikileaks. It's not my thing. I know there's something having to do with Julian Assange. I've been seeing what's happening with Assange, Trump told reporters while meeting with South Korea President Moon Jae-in, referencing to the arrest of Wikileaks founder Julian Assange. Assange was arrested Thursday morning in London after Ecuador revoked its diplomatic asylum claim. He has been charged with helping the former enemy intelligence specialist Chelsea Manning access Defense Department computers in 2010 in an effort to disclose secret government documents. Okay. What are you guys going on about? How did he help, for example, Chelsea Manning? That's my question is, how did Julian Assange help Chelsea Manning? Because the only thing that Chelsea Manning did was access the database on her own, as far as I know. The only thing that Julian Assange did was publish. Hello, Amy. How are you, hun? Publish what he did. What Chelsea Manning did. I saw your Facebook post, by the way, Amy, that you found me. Sorry I haven't responded, hun. It's been crazy, as you probably guessed. But I was going to respond to it today. But yeah, obviously, like I say, so the only thing that I think that Assange has done regarding this situation is, yeah, he is. The only thing that I think Assange has done in this situation was publish what he was given from Chelsea Manning. Chelsea Manning accessed the database herself. I don't think that she had anything to do with it. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's saying there's something to do with Julian Assange. So it says here that was arrested Thursday morning on London after Ecuador revoked diplomatic asylum claims. They don't mention why. We actually talk about this in the video today. We talk about the INA papers. He is charged with helping former Army intelligence specialist Chelsea Manning access Defense Department computers in 2010 in an effort to disclose secret government... No, as far as I know, he didn't do any of that. Okay? Chelsea Manning did, but as far as I know, Julian Assange did not do any of that. So, yeah. Forcibly removed by authorities from the Ecuadorian embassy in London. No, not exactly true. He was forcibly removed into a police van. So it was timed up. Yeah. Now, what did Trump actually say? Okay, so this is what Trump has actually said. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is a 10-second clip. Wow, motorbikes, really? So, keep in mind, guys, this is a 10-second clip. It is taken out of context, but let's see what they had to say.
Do you still love WikiLeaks?
I know nothing about WikiLeaks. It's not my thing. And I know there is something having to do with Julian Assange. I've been seeing what's happened with Assange, and that will be a determination, I would imagine, mostly by the Attorney General, who's doing an excellent job. So he'll be making a determination. I know nothing really about him. It's not my deal in life.
What would you like to see happen? What punishment?
I don't really have any opinion. I know the Attorney General will be involved in that, and he'll make a decision. Okay.
All right. So that's basically Trump turning around saying, I don't know anything about this. I'm not commenting on this. This has got nothing to do with me. Now, when he says, I don't know anything about WikiLeaks, I believe he is talking about the arrest. Who is the Attorney General at the moment? So, Attorney General at the moment is actually Barr. So, I don't know how this is going to go. I really don't know. It looks like Trump is putting it all on the Barr, is saying Barr is handling this. I don't know where Barr stands on WikiLeaks. So, it could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Barr could turn around and say, no, we're pardoning him. But I'm peeved at Trump for that. Yeah, me too. Okay, I'll deal with that in a sec. Barr could turn around and say, look, we're going to release WikiLeaks. We're going to release Julian. Maybe hand over who hacked the DNC. That could be interesting. Julian, hey, we'll let you go. You get pardoned. You let us know who hacked the DNC. And we can do that investigation because Barr is already looking into that. So he might work with Julian. And releasing Julian in exchange for who hacked the DNC. We might finally get to know if it was Seth Ridge or not, which we all suspect. As for Trump, I'm pissed. I really am. I was upset. And this is what, obviously, CNN wants. CNN wants to fracture Trump's base, right? Because election's coming up. And at the end of the day, this is bad for Trump. If Trump does not get in on this and say, no, Julian has done nothing wrong, give him a pardon, let him go, this could go bad for his campaign. And CNN knows this. So CNN is going to blow this up as much as they can. But, yeah, Trump does need to come out, and Trump does need to defend WikiLeaks. Trump needs to come out and say, Julian has done nothing wrong as far as I'm concerned. Or make a statement saying, yes, I know Julian has been arrested. We're looking into it. He needs to say something so that he can sort of not say that he's on his side, but at the very least go through and say that we support looking into this case. I don't know. See, Trump could be playing coy because he wants Assange to come to the US and then he can pardon him. I don't know. So at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait to see what happens. I am pissed that Trump wasn't more sort of, yes, I know about Assange being arrested. I like WikiLeaks. I like what they've done. I like the fact that they're free press, maybe. He could say that. But, yeah, I think the reason he's playing coy maybe is because he has an ace up his sleeve that he doesn't want to let the rest of everybody know about. I don't know. But like I say, look, that's maybe wishful thinking. Yeah. As Kim.com. Ooh. That is a good question. I haven't heard from Kim.com. Let's see. 6 hours ago. Trump administration is indictment of Julian Assange threatens the core press. Okay. So Kim.com has spoke about this. Here it is here. I'll put it on the screen. Very good question, actually. Very, very good. You guys are on the ball, aren't you? Alright. Alright. So, Trump administration indictment of Julian Assange threatens the core press of freedoms and rights. Our statement on WikiLeaks founder arrest and potential extradition to the United States. So, for years, the Obama administration considered indicting WikiLeaks publisher Julian Assange right before concluding it could not do so without encroaching on core press freedoms. Now, almost 9 years in, the Trump administration has used the same information to manufacture a flimsy and pretextual indictment involving a conspiracy to violate the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, based entirely on allegations, conversations between journalists and sources. While the Trump administration had so far not attempted to explicitly declare the act of publishing illegal, a core part of its argument would criminalize many common journalist source interactions that reporters rely on all the time. Request more documents from a source using an encrypted chat messenger or try and keep a source's identity anonymous are not crimes. They are vital to the journalist's procedures. And I would agree with that. Whether or not you like Assange, the charge against him are serious press freedoms that should be vigorously protested by all those who care about the First Amendment. So, apparently there's a petition. Pamela Anderson's put a petition up in the past few hours. I will look into that and I will talk about that in a sec too. So Kim.com has been very vocal on this. Even Jeremy Corbyn, holy shit, even Jeremy Corbyn is saying it's ridiculous. So, yeah, this could really be bad for Trump. Also, Kim.com went live as well. And join me, friends and supporters of Julian Assange, WikiLeaks at the time live stream about the rest of... Yeah, I missed that. That was 7 hours ago. Nice. But yeah, so Kim.com has talked about it. Pamela Anderson is got a petition going. Alright, I will post the link in the description below for this. I will also go through and I'm going to post that in the chat right now. Right, so that is her website. And up the top here, sign to avoid extradition to the US. I'm just... Yeah, okay, here we go. I will put a direct link in the comment section below. Yeah, I know the feeling, Squirrel. I know the feeling. Alright, that last link there, that will take you straight to the petition. And that'll allow you to go through it and sign it. At the moment, it does have 25,000 signatures. And it was only put up a few hours ago. So, yeah, obviously interesting. All right. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, obviously, as for Trump, I think this is bad if he does not say something to condemn this, or at least support Julian. Maybe say it that he supports the freedom of the press. Also, if he doesn't say something like that, they're going to use that to obviously go through and to attack him in the press. Which will be really, really weird because we have journalists who are giddy right now because Julian Assange has been arrested. So, yeah, they would have to literally change the situation in this stance. Which, you know, wouldn't be outside the norm for a, you know, CNN reporter or whatever it may be. So, yeah. Yeah. But, look, at the end of the day, look, whether you like what Julian Assange has done or not, he is free press. He is independent media, completely independent. And at the end of the day, he does a vital role when it comes to keeping governments in check. And we need someone like that. Yeah, it is funny, yeah. Like I say, look, I think he's playing coy. I really do. I think he's playing coy because at the end of the... Really? 4,000... Yeah, so it jumped by about 20 people. It's going up. I'll be signing it too later, guys, obviously. And I'll also probably put up a separate video just on this as well. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, I think he's playing coy. I think at the end of the day, he's going through and he is playing dumb. Hopefully he'll have an ace up his sleeve. And hopefully at the end of the day, he'll be able to do something to help Julian. I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit happy about the sanction, about the idea that Barr is going to be doing this investigation, because he is obviously trying to get to the bottom of Trump being spied on. Maybe he'll make a deal with Assange. I don't know. And this is the thing. This is the thing too, right? Hillary Clinton goes through, sends classified emails, whatever it may be, to herself. You know, John Podesta gets emails from his partner, and all this classified email gets thrown around the internet. Nothing happens to them. Julian Assange posts the classified emails online that he receives from a source, and he gets dragged out by the scruff of the neck. But I know they're not directly the same and they're not directly equivalent to each other, but it does really go to show how the rich and elite have one rule and there seems to be another rule for everybody else. But I don't know. Apart from that, guys, like I say, go sign the petition. It will be in the link in the description below, so obviously you guys can get the link from that. And obviously I'll try and keep you guys up to date. Obviously, we are going to be double standards. Yeah, totally, squirrel, double standards. We'll be going through and obviously keeping you guys up to date on what is happening with this. Because obviously, look, Assange, Snowden are one of my heroes. And I have great amounts of admiration for Assange and Snowden for what they've done. And yeah, I think this is complete crap. We knew this was coming. We knew it was going to happen. We just have to see what happens to Julian. The bright side is now he's out of the broom closet. If you want a sunny side, maybe. He's out of the broom closet that he was forced to live in. He's not technically free, but he's free from that situation. He has a lot of heavy hitters backing him right now. And I imagine there's going to be riots, protests, or at least protests anyway, regarding this. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I would say that this could potentially be a good thing. If Trump pardons him, maybe, then maybe we can have Assange released out into the public and running Wikileaks a lot faster than he would be if he was hiding in the closet, so to speak. And I don't mean that as a derogatory way, so don't take it that way, but You know what I mean? Like, if he's hiding in the embassy, or if he's retreating into the embassy, whatever word you want to use, he's not running WikiLeaks. You know, he's under their thumb. Now, at least he's free. He's free from being under their thumb. And maybe they can make a deal. Maybe Trump's administration and WikiLeaks Julian Assange will make a deal. Hell, maybe Julian will get up on stage with Trump at a rally or something. God, if that happened, I would fly to the US. Trump and Assange on the same stage. That would be insane. But like I said, we don't know what's going to happen. So we'll just have to wait to see. I presume Trump will be talking about it at one of his rallies. Does he have a rally this weekend? Is there a rally this weekend? What date would it be? The 13th of April. Two 2019. Sorry. So, yeah, Trump free speech rally. April 26th, he's speaking at the NRA. There has been this update, actually. It's regarding immigration. It's nothing to do with the thing. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, obviously we'll keep an eye on it. We'll find out what's happening with Trump's rallies. Obviously he will be speaking about it sooner or later. His base is going to want to hear this. They're going to want to hear what his stance is. And at the end of the day, Trump does need to get on Julian's side, because his base is not going to be happy if he screws over Julian.
My head wondering why people are so stunned that the AG told the truth. By
the way, Trump's overall rating at the moment is 55%. So we'll see what happens to it after he deals with Julian. If it's still 55 or if it's lower, depending on how it goes. All right, but yeah, give Assange his day in court. Let's get the US government's accusation against the Russian government on court record. That'll be interesting. Although chances are we won't hear what happens at him. At the end of the day, I think what will happen is more likely it'll be a sealed court, and we probably won't hear anything. But it is Trump, so who knows? Maybe they'll leak it. Amy, but going in and dragging him out, it was barbaric. It was. And hey, good on Julian for fighting tooth and nail. He really was fighting to not leave. So yeah, I tell you what, that man, he can put up a fight. Kicking and screaming, literally being dragged out. So that's how we all should go, I suppose. But anyway. But also the thing is, too, that people have realised is obviously in the media, and some people have, I suppose, is that if they go after Julian, they can go after any press, any publication, any people. Me, for example. But yeah, they could go after me. They could go after CNN, ABC, Embassy. There's no freedom of the press. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's move on. Liberals. Let's talk about this. I'm not going to make this a separate video because it's only a small topic. But yeah. Today's show delves into the Liberal outrage over Attorney General William Barr's announcement that he'll be looking into the origins of the Russia investigation. It's weird how leftists, particularly journalists, are angry at the prospect of someone trying to get answers to the basic questions of how this whole thing started and whether or not it was politically motivated. Well, we know why they don't want to. Obviously, they don't want to because, well, they're going to get implicated. The New York Times still has the Flynn transcripts. True. Plus, California Democrat Representative Maxine Waters makes a fool of herself, and independent Bernie Sanders wants to make a fool of us all. So, Barr upset every Democrat in Congress and every Democrat with a press credential when he announced he believed the Obama administration had spied on Trump campaign when they were spying on Trump campaign. Perhaps they would have preferred if he said that the Obama administration had simply surveilled members of the Trump campaign and their communication without their knowledge or consent. Because it's the same thing, really, isn't it? But spying is obviously better words to use. And I don't have a problem with him using spy. I really don't. Either way, getting to the bottom of how the entire Russia investigation came to be, especially since after 2 years, $25 million in taxpayers' funds, and a team of Democrat Party donor lawyers who found no evidence of collusion, would be of interest to journalists. Their job, after all, is supposed to go wherever the facts take them. But we know that's a complete load of shit. They're all partisan hacks now. There's very few independent journalists. And he just arrested one of them. But no, they're not. They aren't interested. Tucker Todd was particularly upset by the AOG asking questions. His lack of curiosity is indicative of all liberal journalists who dissect the audio. And we dissect the audio. Walters made an absolute fool of herself yesterday, questioning black executives about how they are addressing the student loan crisis. What the chairman of the House Financial Service Committee didn't appear to know is that the federal government nationalized student loan industry in 2010, which voters voted for. The audio is hilarious. Sanders is set to introduce his Medicare for All socialized medical bill today, which would be outlaw private health insurance. From the concept of math, everything Sanders is saying about the bill is wrong, not to mention the fact that he seems to have no concern for tens of thousands of Americans who would put out of work by effectively shutting every private health insurance company. We discuss it all. And yeah. Okay. So look, at the end of the day, obviously, they don't want people getting to the bottom of what is happening with this spy situation or the Obama administration spying, because if they do, it might lead all the way to the top. And Barack Obama might end up wearing orange. I doubt it, but we can all hope to dream, I suppose. But yeah, the liberal media obviously realizes that their head might be on the chopping block about this. At the end of the day, that if they start investigating this stuff, there's a bigger chance that Soy Boy here, with Soy Face, by the way, will actually end up more likely in jail than Obama administration or anybody else that might be. So, and that's what it's all about. It's all about them being worried about being arrested, prosecuted, dragged through the mud, whatever it may be, because of their actions leading up to the election. They're just scared. They're scared because they broke the rule. They thought that this was never going to come out. And the whole thing has been a huge mess. I imagine if you had a time machine, a lot of them would be going back in time trying to rewrite the wrongs. But we'll see. We'll see if Obama or Hillary goes to jail. Bet not ever. Me too. I don't think they'll ever will either. You imagine an ex-president being thrown in jail? Holy shit, that would be bad. It'd be good, but it'd be like, holy shit. Spy person who secretly gathers and reports information on activities and enemy dictionary. Good point. Maxine Waters was an idiot. I cannot believe she's been in DC so long and knows so very little. That's true too. Although at the end of the day, we all make mistakes, I suppose. The media is literally bragging about spying and leaking throughout 2017. Yeah. And now they're like, oh shit, people remember this. Oh crap, people remember this. Oh crap, William Barr is looking into this. And That's what they're worried about. They're worried they're going to get dragged over the coals. So, I don't know. If you want to know what my impersonation of the media being dragged over the coals regarding this would be the equivalent to this. This is my official response regarding them being dragged over the coals. I just remembered I'm streaming. That's my official response to the media being dragged over the coals over the Spygate situation. Literally that, just playing in my head. So, yeah. Alright, so obviously let's jump on to the next topic. Thousands of Amazon employees listening to Alexa conversations. But I thought it doesn't happen. Really? Oh boy, isn't this a little weird? Isn't this a little inconsistent with their response? But let's get into it. Alright, so I'm going to record this and I'm going to upload this as a separate story. So let's reiterate that headline. Busted! Thousands of Amazon employees listening to Alexa conversations. Ooh, interesting, isn't it? Amazon employs thousands of people to listen in on what people around the world are saying to their Alexa digital assistant, according to what is sure to be a congressional hearing-inspired report by Bloomberg. Yep, he has been. Which cites 7 people who have worked on the program. While their job is to help improve Alexa, which powers the company's line of Echo speakers, the team listens to voice recordings captured in Echo owners' homes and offices. Guys, if you have an Alexa Echo right around you right now, just do me a favor and turn it off. Just pull that thing from the wall. Which are then transcribed at notes and then fed back into the software in order to try and improve Alexa's understanding of human speech for more successful interactions. In other words, humans are effectively helping to train Amazon's algorithms. In marketing material, Amazon says Alexa lives in the cloud and is always getting smarter. But like many software tools built to learn from experience, humans are doing some of the teachings. The listening team is comprised of part-time contractors and full-time Amazon employees based all over the world, including India, Rome, Boston, and Costa Rica. Listeners work 9-hour shifts, with each reviewing as many as 1,000 audio clips per shift. According to 2 employees from Amazon's Chute office, located top 3 floors of the Romania capital Globeworth building, the location stands out amid the crumbling infrastructure of the Papa district and the bears no exterior sign advertising Amazon's presence. While much of the work is boring, one worker said his job was mine for accumulating voice data for specific phrases such as Taylor Swift, letting the system know that the search was looking for the artist. Reviewers are also listening in on people's most personal moments. Wow, really? Amy, that's interesting. I'll talk to you about that in about a sec. Occasionally, the listeners pick up other things Echo owners likely would rather stay private. A woman singing badly off-key in the shower, say a child screaming for help. Teams use internal chat rooms to share files where they need help phrasing a muddled word, or come across as amusing recordings. So occasionally Amazon listeners come across upsetting or possibly criminal recordings, such as two workers who say they listened in on what sounded like a sexual assault. According to the report, when things like this happen, the workers will mention it in the internal chat room to relieve stress. And while Amazon says that it has procedures to follow when workers hear distressing things, two of the Romanian-based employees said they were told it wasn't Amazon's job to interfere when they requested guidance on such instances. We take the security and privacy of our customers' personal information seriously, which is why we listen in on it, mind you, said Amazon spokesman in a state provided to Bloomberg. We only annotate an extreme small sample of Alexa voice recordings in order to improve the customer experience. For example, this information helps us train our speech recognition and natural language understanding system so Alexa can better understand your requests and ensure the services work well for everyone. The statement continues, we have strict technical and operational safeguards and have zero tolerance privacy for the abuse of our system. Employees do not have direct access to the information that can identify the person or the account as a part of his workflow. But what if he says something like, for example, his credit card details? What if there's two people getting it on in the couch? Right? You don't exactly need to know their personal information regarding that, do you? All information is treated with highly confidential, and we use multiple factor authentication to restrict access, service encryption, and audios of our controlled environment to protect it. You're still recording it, aren't you? All this time, people were going on about Alexa and Alex Jones, like Amy was saying in chat, was going on about Alexa spying on you. No, 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 Alexa's not spying on you. Don't be silly. No, of course not. We only spy on you to record, to improve our AI so that we can sell you a better product. So in other words, we're using you as test goats to go through and to improve our system, that which later we can use against you, in your products, so that you can then buy our products. Not scary at all. So what does Amazon record? According to Amazon's Alexa terms of service, the company collects and stores most of what you say to Alexa, including the geolocation of the product, along with your voice instructions, reported CNBC's Todd Towson last November. Someone wrote in a tweet, Alexa, are you spying on me? Alexa, cough. No, of course not. So last May, an Amazon Echo recorded a conversation between a husband and a wife and sent it to one of their husband's phone contacts. During the conversation, Amazon claims during the conversation, someone used the word that sounded like Alexa, which caused the device to begin recording. Boy, isn't that convenient. They said Echo woke up to a word in the background conversation sounding like Alexa. Sure he did. Said Amazon in a statement. Then its subsequently conversation was heard as a send message request, at which point Alexa said out loud to whom, and to which point the background conversation was interpreted as the name in the customer's contact list. Boy, isn't there a lot of inconsistencies, hey? It's just, the AI system just doesn't seem to be running efficiently, if that's the mistake. It just happened to go through and to say that, and to do all that, because the AI is so top-notch. So there's two things. A, Amazon's lying their ass off. Or B, their AI software is so shit, and all this time and money that they're spending doing this is probably a waste. But either way, it does not sound good for Amazon, does it? The wife, Danielle, however, said that the Echo never requested her permission to send the audio. At first, my husband was like, no, you didn't, Danielle told KO07. And he's like, you sat there talking about hardwood floors. And we said, oh gosh, you really did. Can you disable? Yes, what you do is you pull the plug, you stick Amazon Echo in a bathtub full of water. That's how you disable it. But anyway. Am I surprised by this? No. Did we suspect it was doing this? Yeah. And look, this is scary shit. This is really scary stuff. Yeah, I know, Squirrel. We are actually going to be talking about that. It's coming up in about 4 stories. Not just him, but Sydney as well. But yeah, so look, we knew that was actually coming up, and we knew that was we knew that this was spying on people, and yeah, we knew that it was happening. Amazon denies it. Amazon says no, we don't spy on anybody. Blah 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 blah. But to be honest, I thought it was a lot of crap from the start. I really, really did. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm really not. We'll just have to see what happens, I suppose. We'll see what happens to Amazon about this. But at the end of the day, this is why I don't have an Echo. So Tucker is complaining about what they did to Assange right now. Oh, interesting. Is that going up on YouTube? No, not yet. I can't see anything about him being live, so yeah. Good on him. Good on Tucker. You go, Tucker. You do you. Like, Assange needs all the help. No, yeah. Assange needs all the help he can get right now. So I'm also expecting there to be protests around Australia at the moment, especially probably tomorrow, Saturday or Sunday. Obviously, if we find out anything about that, we'll obviously make a video on it. If there is, I probably will be going to it. So apparently they actually occupied the Melbourne UK consulate. Okay. Here, we'll talk about this in a sec. But yeah, but we'll go back to this. All right. But yeah, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below regarding Amazon. Do you think they spy? Do you think at the end of the day that it goes through and records you? Let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Apart from that, guys, obviously we'll jump into the next story. Let's quickly touch on this Julian Assange stuff, because there's been a bit of an update. So obviously, guys, this is a very fluid situation. So There's that, and also RT is talking about the protesters. So let's do this one. Assange protesters to push on. Actually, let's do this one last. Assange supporters occupy Melbourne's UK consulate. Let's play this.
Well, Britain's threat to raid the Ecuadorian embassy met a wave of criticism, and the UK itself is beefing up security at a number of its embassies abroad, targeted by protesters. In Australia, a group of demonstrators have occupied a British consulate. Well, for more perspective now on Assange's case, I'm now joined by Greg Barr, spokesman for the Australian Lawyers Alliance. Mr. Barnes, thanks very much for being here with us in the program. Well, not long ago, as we know, Canberra used its diplomatic might to save an Australian national convicted of drug trafficking and facing the death penalty in Indonesia. Now, the question is, why isn't there the same support for Julian Assange?
Well, I think it's very simple. There's not the same support for Julian Assange because the Australian government is doing the bidding of the United States. The United States clearly wants Julian Assange returned to its soil, on its soil, and it wants Julian Assange to face the sort of draconian punishment that Bradley Manning is going through. The Australian government from the start has disowned Julian Assange. It's done nothing to help him. You rightly point out, regularly the Australian government in the Asian region will intervene on behalf of people, citizens who are in trouble, including making representations to government leaders. The nonsense that we've heard from the Foreign Minister Bob Carr and the Attorney General Nicola Roxon saying nothing can be done is simply a lie. If they wanted to, they could pick up the phone to William Hague in London and David Cameron and help us sort this matter out.
Well,
and it's true. That is exactly true. It is too. Also, Assange to protesters to push on. Organiser of the peaceful protest against Wikileaks founder Julian Assange will push ahead with a rally plans despite widespread criticism of their alleged authoritarian links. British University student Simone Webb is the driving force behind gathering of Wednesday, which will conclude with a televised address by the 41-year-old Australian. On the internet, Assangists have been increasingly veridic. Miss Webb told AAP on the response she faces on sites such as Twitter launching their own protest plans. They have looked up personal information about me and accused me of being involved in some way with the Ministry of Defence. Well, are you? When was this? Oh, this is 23rd of January 2013. Sorry, this is old news. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, that RTL article is obviously recent. No, that's old too, actually. Sorry, that's my bad. They're both old links. So why are they coming up now? I don't know. Sorry guys, they were old links. Sorry, my bad. Let's keep going. Alright, so where did we get up to? Alright, here. So yeah, sorry, those two articles that we just played were old. They were from 2013 and stuff. So ignore those guys. But yeah. There is a point though that the Australian government does not get involved with Assange, but they will get involved with anybody else. Because it isn't worth money to them. True. Also, you got to remember too, Assange is against the deep state. So at the end of the day, them going through and not helping him is actually better for them because, well, he's against them, for example. So, yeah. I would say it's more about them having their own interests. Let me... Yeah. Alright, let's keep going. Might actually record this and put this up as a separate video, actually. Alright. YouTube hides PragerU video of Candace Owens' testimony in restricted mode. PragerU announced on Wednesday that the YouTube has placed another of its videos in restricted mode, meaning meaning that not everybody who visits the video sharing website will be able to watch it. The video restriction, the restricted video of Candace Owens' powerful testimony before the House Judiciary Committee on hearing on Tuesday. Yeah, he does actually. Yeah, I've seen that. YouTube has placed yet another PragerU video in restricted mode according to the organisation. This time, the restricted video is a Candace Owens testimony before the House Judiciary Committee hearing on Tuesday, which had created several viral moments, one of which has also recently become the most watched C-SPAN video of House hearing on Twitter. Yeah, they're literally suppressing a black woman right now. That's the state of YouTube. Like, woohoo! I tell you what, it's getting pretty dangerous. When YouTube puts a video in restricted mode, it means the video is censored from all users that have enabled the website's restricted mode feature, which typically indicates libraries, schools, public institutions, or any setting where viewers may belong to a younger demographic. The restricted mode feature is used in order to block videos that have been deemed inappropriate, such as pornography or violence, or apparently Candace Owens testifying. Restricted video at YouTube has placed our video of real Candace Owens' testimony before the House Judiciary Committee in restricted mode, tweeted PragerU on Wednesday. Why is YouTube trying to prevent people from hearing Candace's words? Mainly because she dropped a lot of truth bombs in that. And they don't like the fact that a young black woman is bucking the trend when it comes to what she should or should not think. YouTube clearly has a political bias against conservatives, continued PragerU in a second tweet. It's just placed our video of Candace Owens in restricted mode, which is absolutely disgusting. This is not the first PragerU video that's been ended up on YouTube's restricted list. According to the organizers' founders, Dennis Prager, 80 of their 400 videos are now restricted list, meaning the videos are lumped with pornography and violence so that kids in libraries and schools can't see them, said Prager. If you're not on the left, you're being shut down, said Prager to Breitbart News in an interview on Sirius XM's Breitbart News Daily last February. We never had anything like this in American history. We're all in a dark age because of the left's control of Silicon Valley, academia, and the media, added Prager. It's a dark age that we're living in right now. It's entirely left-wing induced. Obviously, at the end of the day, guys, I find this absolutely disgusting. Whether you like Candace Owens or not, this is complete SHIT. Why do I think they've restricted her video? I think they restricted it because it was a very powerful speech made by a young black conservative who literally made references to the Democrats being members of a certain group that likes to wear hood over their heads. And I think there was a lot of truth bombs. I think there was a lot of red pills that were dropped during this testimony. And I think that they don't want it to be heard. They don't want her to be seen, which in itself is entirely racist. How does YouTube justify censoring a black conservative? Like, this is literally them turning around saying, you have wrong think, you're not thinking the right thing that we want you to think, so we are going to take away your voice. I know a few other people. Thanks. Oh, Larry, guys, don't have to send me money. It's appreciated, but thanks. But you don't have to. This is literally them going through and saying, at the end of the day, we don't like what you have to say. You have the wrong impression. And it's absolutely disgusting. It really, really is. Like I say, look, I've had my differences with Candace over her earlier project. We'll say that. But look, at the moment, she's a powerful force. And she's good. She's really good when it comes to debating and stuff like that. And she's a powerful force. So, yeah. You know, like I say, look, at the end of the day, I think this is absolutely disgusting. I really am against censorship in any forms, to be honest. I think at the end of the day, she should be able to go through, her voice should be heard, and I don't know, maybe we should clip this video and put it up or something? I don't know. Maybe, obviously I'm going to retweet this thing from PragerU. And I'm going to do that right now, actually, while I'm talking to you guys. So obviously that's going to happen. But, like, I don't know. I'd really like to know what YouTube's response to this. Like, what do you say to this? But let's see if YouTube has responded to this. No. Big surprise. It's got 3,000 likes. 1,800 retweets. There you go. More. I'll post the thread in the chat. So guys, obviously feel free to go and retweet if you want. Larry, dude, thanks for the money. Yeah. Guys, you don't have to donate. I work full time. Or part time. But yeah, obviously I appreciate it and everything, guys, and that. But yeah, you don't have to. But yeah. But thanks, I do appreciate it, man. You done, yeah. Everybody who donates and everybody who just watches. If you guys want to help the channel at all, retweet, hitting that thumbs up button, sharing videos, posting videos on Reddit, stuff like that. Just spamming the link for the video for the show is one of the best things that you guys can do, because the more people that tune in, the more people we get watching, the more power we get, so to speak, so more we can affect change. And hopefully we can be a change for good instead of all this evil that's currently around us at the moment. But yeah, as for this, I think they just don't want her voice to be heard. They had a problem with what she said, and they didn't want the fact that her speech to be seen, which is kind of stupid because everybody's talked about it already. But oh, thanks, Amy. But yeah, like I say, guys. But yeah, as for this, like, yeah, I think this is absolutely insane. You're literally censoring a conservative, a black conservative. Like, I don't want to get into the whole identity politics thing. Like, oh my god, you're censoring a black conservative, but you're literally you're literally censoring a black conservative. you're saying that she has the wrong think. Like, holy shit! I know. I heard about people in the South that used to wear pillowcases over their head who used to say the exact same thing. You're no different than them at this point, YouTube. But it's a private company. It can do whatever it wants, non-biased media. Sure, it is. It is a private company. It can do whatever it wants. It can be completely racist if it wants. Knock yourself out. Die on that hill, I suppose. It's obviously the conservative voices have been silenced. They're not even hiding it now. Even George Orwell's 1984 thought crime. Yeah. She literally thinks the wrong thing. This is her having the wrong impression or the wrong opinion about something. Like, it's absolutely insane. It really, really is. Look, at the end of the day, guys, obviously, I want to see what YouTube's response to this is. I can't imagine it being anything. I'd imagine they're probably going to ignore this. And they're probably going to, like, oopsie, maybe we should not put this video on restricted mode. And then unrestrict it in a few days. Once everybody stopped talking about it. Most likely. But, I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. And obviously we'll jump into the next story. Alright. Alright. I'm probably not going to make this a separate video. Alright, so ex-Muslims. Swedes will lose Sweden in 50 years. This is actually interesting because I was actually having a debate with someone yesterday about this, and he was Swedish, and I said to him, what's your plan to turn things around? didn't really seem like he had much of a plan except for talk to them and maybe convert them to our culture. See how that works, I suppose. But Mona Walter is a Somali woman who came to Sweden in the 90s. In Somalia, she had never been religious, but Sweden she was more or less forced to go to the mosque and wear a hijab. A couple of years after she rebelled, left Islam and became an atheist, she eventually came to believe in Jesus and converted to Christianity. So for many years I've tried to get Swedes to understand what the Muslim goal is: to take over your country. The first thing they do is demand Sharia courts, just like the ones the UK, she says. But mainstream media does not want to listen to Mona Walters. They call her controversial and most Swedes turn away from her message, which they perceived as too frightening, according to the new blog Ingra and Maria. What do you guys reckon? Do you reckon I should maybe get this girl to come on and do a live show? Maybe have a sit down and chat with her about this? Would you guys be interested in that? Let me know in the comment section below. Swedes are so convinced that Sweden laws will always apply in their country. But ask any Englishman if he 30 years ago would have believed that Britain would have legal Sharia courts in 2019. No one would have thought it's possible. If Sweden recognises Sharia courts, the Muslims will have a new demand like permissions to rule their own enclaves without interference from the Swedish society. The end goal is for Sharia to rule all of Sweden. And it's not just Sweden, it's the rest of the world too. America, New Zealand, Australia, all these Western countries. If their presence and any blonde and blue-eyed Swedes left at this point, it doesn't matter. They were all behind the jabs and burqas by that time, Mona states. What Muslim politicians want is to change the laws so that Muslims in Sweden get permission to live under Sharia law. They want to rule as their own areas without having to obey the secular laws of Sweden. This is a long-term goal, and Islam have lots of patience, as they say. You have the watchers, but we have the time, she continues. Before the election on September 9th last year, most Swedish journalists were hysterical about the Nazi Party Nordic resistance movement. They got maybe 2,106 votes, clearly showing that Swedes are not interested in National Socialism. But no one seems scared by the fact that Sweden now has approximately 1 million Muslims in the country, of which many have infiltrated the political parties to promote their own interests. The question is whether Muslims will form their own party in Sweden. We're already seeing this over in countries like Australia, America, the US, which is obviously America. But yeah, there are people going through making their own moves into the politics. We had one in Australia go try and get into the One Nation Party. And over in the US, we have politicians that are Muslim as well. The only solution for Sweden is to start mass reparations for people who think that everything there is haram. They don't want to become a part of society and refuse to assimilate. If we don't do that, Islam will take over in 50 years. The demographics is very clear. In 100 years, it's game over, Monica concludes. So, what are my thoughts? Anning for PM. I would totally support that. Amtrak 76. Totally. I would love Fraser Anning to be our PM. And we have an election coming up. In case you haven't heard, it's been called for the 17th, I think it was. Yeah. Like, literally, like 2 days before my new internet connection. But anyway. As for this, do I think this is real? Do I think that she's on the ball? Yeah, I do. I think at the end of the day, I think it's that there is a portion of the Swedes, of the Islam, who do want to obviously believe this and do want to go through and push this. And yeah, I think it's I think it's something that is entirely possible. And most likely. But I don't want to take anybody else's country, so why? I have a theory about that. Isn't there something about Islam believing that their God will return, Jesus, quote, will return, when they rule the lands or something? So, yeah, kind of makes you wonder. Maybe they're doing it because of their beliefs. I don't know. But yeah, as for this, yeah, I do believe this is true. She would know. She's ex-Muslim. She would know most likely more than anybody. But at the end of the day, look, it's just waking people up. It is just going through, going through and red-pilling people enough, I suppose. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Also, let me know what you think. Do you reckon we should try and get her on the show? That'd be interesting. I don't think we have 50 years, to be honest. No, I don't think we do either. I think it's a lot less than that. 30 to 40, maybe. Militant people will never assimilate before the shift, I mean. True that. But the thing is that they just kill those people. That's all they do. 76. They just kill them. I got some naked pictures of... yeah. I got some naked pictures of Allah while he's beating his wife. Oh yeah, I went there. I'm friends with a Swede who is total denial that there's a problem immigration by Islam. She thinks it's just great. Well, your friend's a nut job, I suppose, Trip. But anyway. Maybe send her this article. Yeah, I saw one screaming at a Swede about his daughter would be wearing hijabs, but then boasted about the birth rates having 22 kids while the Swede had 2. Wow, 22 kids. Holy shit. Made me sick. My grandmother was a Swede. I don't want to take anybody's country, so why? Do they believe the Quran says that one day they'll rule the earth? I think there is something about that. Sure, ask her on, and that'd be a great interview. I will hit her up, and I will see if we can get her onto the show. I am looking up her YouTube account right now. Oh, not a YouTube, sorry, her... Oh, I found her on Twitter. No, I haven't found her on Twitter. She hasn't tweeted. Maybe she's been banned from Twitter. I don't know. I'll try and track her down, guys. Yeah, we'll see if we can get her on. Video shadow ban. Have to check about Allah. Yeah, probably. Wouldn't it be funny though if you could paint Allah, draw Allah, you know, backhanding his wife, you know, knocking her to the ground, you know, claiming that she's sin. I don't know. Let's keep going. Record numbers of immigrants arrive in Australia with 115,000 landings in just 1 month, despite the government's promise to reduce the intake. It seems like it might be a full of shit electoral promise. Who would have thought? The Australian immigration rate has surged to a new record high with more than 115,000 permanent arrivals in just 1 month. The Australian Bureau of Statistics released new immigration figures on Thursday, hours after Prime Minister Scott Morrison called an election May 18th. So the overseas arrival data shows 115,100 new people declared Australia as their new home in February, as annual immigration soared by a record 844,000 people. The number of new immigrants during the year was 11.4% higher than the same period in 2018. Just keep filing them in, right? It's like, you know, like... When the numbers of people leaving Australia for good was taken into account, the new net annual immigration rate stood at 5-year high of 299,190, which includes annual students. In March, Morrison vowed to slash Australia's net immigration rate from 190,000 to 160,000, which is still apparently 100 and something thousand over what it's right now. Like, under what it's right now. Like, host a Muhammad drawing contest. Oof. Could you imagine that? I don't know if I can actually do that in Australia at the moment. Would I get arrested for that? That'd be a really good campaign, wouldn't it? Advertise the channel. Draw Muhammad. I wasn't going to answer these sort of questions while I was recording this video, you know. But yeah, the 9-year-old. Yes, Amy, was it she 9 or 7? I'm not quite sure. But don't worry, he waited a couple of years to have sex with her. She's still underage, but never mind. Anyway, getting back to the story. This level, however, is dramatically higher than the 20th century average of 70,000 per year. Australia's net annual immigration pace climbed above 200,000 in year 2012. In the 5 years after that, Sydney's median house price surged by 68%, as Melbourne's equivalent rose by 54%. Anyway. Despite high immigration being linked with soaring house prices, CommSec chief economist Craig James said strong population growth was good for the economy. Right, sure. That's just not good for the Australian population. The new immigration boasts employment in a short term, but provides the strongest contribution to the economic output the longest they've ever in the position, he said. Never mind the fact the unemployment rate with the migrants coming in is not that great. But regardless, Australian unemployment level seemingly climbs as Australia takes more people, right? I like the fact he had to put the caveat, longer economic put the output longer they are in their positions. What about if they're not in their positions? Nice guitar, by the way. Who's got the guitar? What? Ah, in the picture. Ah, okay, cool. More people are deciding to call Australia home, if not permanently, at least for the longer than a year. The lift in permanent and long-term arrivals reflects the perception of Australia as a great place to live and work. Unfortunately, we don't want you here. We only want people with similar cultures, we'll say that. A country with high standards of living and great opportunities. Here's Australia's population growth. So in 2081, in 1881, we had 2.3 million people. 1918, we had 5 million. In 2018, we had 25 million. We went from 5 million to 25 million in 100 years. But don't worry. There's no problems at all. It's great. Great unemployment. But yeah. Fraser running for Prime Minister, I think. Look, at the end of the day, guys, obviously we'll upload this as a separate video. Obviously, look, the government is out of control. We need to rein back on this unemployment. We need to rein back on this these immigration level numbers. I would love to see it drop back to what Anning said, around the 70,000. That to me would be great. If we could drop it back to the 70,000 level and we start picking people going by a merit-based system, then that would be amazing. It really, really would. And that's something I think Fraser Anning actually wants to bring in. So, you go, Pauline. You go, Fraser Anning. I'm cheering you guys on. But, yeah. Would you really want them, though, Amy? Would you really want all those sort of people? Where are you, Amy? If you don't mind. Just what country? I thought you were in America, but are you in Sweden or something? Or where are you? Yeah. Actually, I think you're in Sweden, weren't you? I think Sweden. But yeah, as for Australia, look, obviously, fuck off, we're full, I suppose is the best way to say it. Too bad satellite's not hit at here this, because he would probably hit the roof. But yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, we need to drop those figures down. And we need to start picking people that are more inclined with our customs and our culture, I would say. But yeah, moving along. Alright. So, Evie Yemi. So, I didn't actually record that, and I should have. I'm probably going to have to do a separate video on that. I'll probably do a video of a set with that later. Evie Yemi has been detained. So, Comedy Central got Evie Yemi and me detained and questioned by the FBI in the US after we came here to expose their dishonest practices. They defamed Evie and allowed Jim Jeffries to produce fake media with zero repercussions. Now Evie has been sent back to Australia, which is appalling. Okay, so we don't know exactly what happened here. There hasn't been a media report on this. I'm just going by their Twitter. I want to know why they were detained. What was the excuse? What was the reason? I find it a little weird that Comedy Central has some sort of influence when it comes to immigration into the US. But yeah, this has been a bit of a long-running battle with Evie Yemi, Sydney Watson, and, well, she's obviously getting involved now. But Evie Yemi and Comedy Central. I haven't really talked about it much because he does have a large following. He's more than capable of talking about it himself. But if you guys want to talk about it, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. I will obviously go through and do a follow-up story if you guys want to hear about it. Let me know. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I haven't really looked into much of it myself. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Alright, Resh Tubid defends Ilhan Omar's 9/11 comments. This is racist. Right, so Democrat Michigan Representative Talish Abir came to defense of fellow freshman Democrat Minnesota Republican Ilhan Omar on Thursday after she was accused of downplaying the September 11 terrorist attacks that left nearly 3,000 Americans dead. Quote, "They do this all the time to us, especially women of color. They do that. They take our words out of context because they're afraid, because we speak the truth, because we speak to power," Tobit told NBC News. So, my sister, Ilhan Omar, she was talking about uplifting people by supporting their civil liberties and civil rights. Talib continued. She has always condemned any kind of strategy, especially a person that is directly impacted by being a refugee herself. She sees what terrorism can do. She sees what violence can do to a whole country, to the whole people. And I don't believe a load of crap. But anyway. Omar delivered a keynote speech at a fundraiser for the Council of American Islamic Relations, CAR. And stay tuned to the YouTube channel because you might be hearing a little bit more about this. On March 23rd, a video from the event was uncovered weeks later where Omar was urging Muslim Americans to raise hell and make people uncomfortable. Allah faces massive backlash after people of the speech, parts of the speech surfaced where she describes the September 11 attacks as merely an event where some people did something. Sounds like it's kind of downplaying if that's what she said, right? If I turn around and said about the New Zealand mosque shooter, was some people did something. You reckon the left would be happy with that? Probably not. No, I haven't. I'll have a look at it in a sec there. Thank you very much. So Discord. So, Oh, wow. Representative Alamala was, some people did something. Here's your something. 2,977 people dead by terrorism. That. Thank you very much, Trip. Thank you very guys. You guys are great. You really are great in the chat. So yeah, obviously New York Post is obviously taking a shot at her for this tweet. Yeah. That's kind of cool, actually. Look, at the end of the day, obviously, I think she's racist. I think she has a agenda. Did you see the Washington Post cover that link? And yeah, okay, so it's on the screen there for you guys, Amy. But like I say, yeah, I think she's racist. I think she's downplaying it because she knows it was a Muslim attack, and she wants to downplay it. So, yeah. So, yeah. But obviously good on the... so it wasn't the Washington Post, it was the New York Post, I think. The New York Post. Yeah. Not Washington. But anyway. Alright, so I'm going to record this video because this is actually something that probably can get monetized. Woman crashes into a wall after spotting a spider inside a car. This is like something I would do. Really, really would. But let's keep going. Many of us aren't too keen on spiders. All those beady eyes staring at us, those 8 legs ready to pounce any given moment. One might pop up while you're watching TV, one under a scuffle under the sofa before you've had a chance to even consider if you're feeling brave enough to remove it. But hopefully your arachnophobia hasn't led you to crash your car, as one woman in America recently did. Police in Cairo, New York, shared a photo of the unknown woman's wrecked car on the Facebook, explaining she had spotted a spider while driving and panicked. It would be like something I would do, to be honest. Ew, spiders, pet spiders? Oh, Amy, we're not living together after this, hun. The woman suffered a leg injury from the crash, but looks of things, her car had a bit of a nasty bump too. Holy dooly, it really did. Yeah. The post read, "Thank you again for help, car fire, car ambulo, Greene County medics and Greene County sheriffs. After investigation of today's crash on Silver Spur Road, we feel it necessary to bring up the contributing factor that it's not covered too often. It's believed the operator of the vehicle noticed a spider in the driver's area with her as she was driving. The operator panicked and crashed, suffering a leg injury from the crash. Urging arachnophobic drivers to try not to let their fear become life-threatening," the post added. "We know that it's easier for some drivers than others, but please try to teach new drivers and yourself to overcome the fear. Pull over to a safe space. Their lives depend on it." Yeah, I'm sorry, but if there's a spider in my car, I'm A, probably going to capture it and send it to Amy, or B, I'm going to crash my car into a wall. I was driving the other day, yesterday, the day before, like at night, and your orb spider was so gentle. Oh my god, Amy, what are you doing? But yeah, but what I was going to say was that I was driving down to the shops the other night, and I thought something ran past my leg, and I must admit I had a mild panic attack before I realised that it was actually just a bit of paper that blew. Like, it was like a scrap bit of paper that was on the ground. I had the window down, it blew the paper, and it brushed past my leg. But like, there was like a whole 3 seconds where I was thinking about ramming that car into another car, turning it into a fireball, and running away while screaming, "Burn, mother, burn." Like, I'm extremely arachnophobic when it comes to like hairy spiders. And we have some of the biggest spiders here in Australia, like... Yeah. Like, there. Like, it is not uncommon for Aussies to nuke their house on the chance that there was a spider that ran past the wall. Funny story, you guys have 5 minutes. I was playing games. I had my head leaning up against the server rack that I have here, which obviously has all the server equipment in the house. And I saw something scatter past my eyes, just literally centimeters away from my face. As I looked, it was a huge huntsman that was probably as big as my hand. It was a huge thing. Basically scurried across the server rack, and I went through 2 cans of Mortine. Now, I presume I killed that. I presume. I'm hoping. But, yeah. Amy's obviously a Satanist. Yeah, Red Panda kills spider. And head-on collision. That's actually a good headline, actually. But yeah. But look, at the end of the day, obviously, yeah. I hate spiders. I really do. I can kill them. I don't have any queries about going after them and smacking them with a shoe or anything like that. I get the chills. I get the cold chill down my spine after I've done it. So yeah, to me, spiders are they're giving me that chill just thinking about it. But look, at the end of the day, yeah, I presume I've killed mine. I'm kind of worried now that I haven't killed it. But anyway, I haven't seen it since, so I'm presuming it caught up and died somewhere. Sorry, Amy. But look, at the end of the day, yeah, as for this, I think driving your car into a wall because of a spider is totally feasible and totally understandable. And I think at the end of the day, it should be covered by insurance. Because it's a spider. And spiders are evil. Unless you're Amy, then apparently you love spiders. Amy, we're going to have a chat sometime, hun. But anyway, but yeah, guys, apart from that, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. There's more scared of you, really. No, I'm pretty sure I'm more scared of them than they are of me, okay? They literally will chase me. I've had spiders literally running after me. Now, you might sit there and say they're just running to get away. But they're running in my direction. Okay, that to me is an attack. That's them charging me as a single one-person army. Yeah. No, yeah. That's horrible. They took your... I could have shot the spider. That's... What I need, Trip, is I need a flamethrower from Elon Musk, and that could have got rid of the spider. So, yeah. But anyway, as for spiders, look, obviously I'm not the biggest fan. As long as they're outside, I don't really care that much. When they start coming inside, then the spider and I have to have a decent conversation. I've braked hard and jumped out of the car over more than one giant huntsman. The guns would solve it. Yes, or a flamethrower. Flamethrower is entirely possible. Just burn. Just like that thing. Yeah. Don't know how much of the house will be left after, but at least you'd get the spider. But anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on spiders? Do you think it's entirely plausible to crash your car and excusable to crash your car because of the spider? Or do you think at the end of the day you should stop the car and get out? I'm thinking it's possible to crash the spider, to crash into us because of a spider. I think that's totally an excuse. Larry in chat is saying a small tactical nuclear weapon. That also could work. A tactical nuclear bomb would definitely kill a spider too, I presume. So, spider's the only one creepy crawly I seriously hate. They're aliens. Aliens confirmed, says Antrack. Aliens confirmed. Okay. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If that's the video I'm thinking of, I've actually seen that. That's the guy where he throws a dart, is it? At the spider? Yeah, let me...
This is a seriously large spider. I don't have the guts to touch it.
Later, Larry. We're watching a guy untangle a wolf spider at the moment. This is why our live streams go for 2.5 to 3 hours.
Look at that. Are you kidding me?
A wolf spider's poisonous. Is this guy like playing with fire because this thing could easily bite him and send him to hospital?
I'm not sure if this is a bug over here. What is caught up or something. I don't know if I'm going to mess with that one. Yeah, he lifts it up like he wants you to do this one next. I know these guys bite, and I don't feel like doing that. These spiders are very fast. They jump really high. Now that he's got a little mobility, he'll start moving around. He runs, I'm taking off like a shot. He's got some in his face too. I don't know if he'll let me get close to his mouth, but I'm going to see how brave he really is. Look at this guy. Are you kidding? That's about as good as I'm going to get. I'm going to cap him and toss him out in the grass.
Isn't that, it warms the cockles of your heart to see a man help a spider that probably will bite him in his sleep, mind you, but Trip, this is horrible. I'm just going to drive my car and just make it stop. Yeah, I hope you're not driving. I probably should have put a warning up. But yeah, I probably should have. Yeah. But anyway, we should probably keep going because we've still got news to cover, and apparently we're going to be doing a long show today. But let's keep going. Alright. Lori Lohan freaking out over possibility of jail time for college administration scam. She's going to jail. She's going to jail. And if you want to know what my thoughts on this topic are... Not falling for that, Amy. I have. I've stopped. I've stopped it, alright? Calm down, Trip. I know you're only joking, man. It's all good. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's my thoughts on her going to jail. Evie is far right, hate speech, lol. Apparently, yeah. apparently a Orthodox Jew is hate speech. But anyway, at the end of the day, obviously, look, her being charged over this dancing crab. He exposed Jim Jeffries for setting him up in an interview. True. Big spiders are Islamic. The Islamic spider. It comes and crawls into your house and takes over. Oh! But yeah, but look, at the end of the day, obviously, anonymous source claims that former Full House actress Lori Lohan is freaking out over the possibility she may serve jail time in her alleged role in the Varsity Blues College administration scandal. According to a report from E! Online, Lohan has been in a complete denial about the possibility that she will serve time in prison for her alleged participation in William Rick Singer's college administration scam. Lohan's denial may have been even influenced her decision to reject a plea deal from the district attorney. She has been in a complete denial and thought maybe she could skate by. The anonymous source said she refused to accept any jail time and thought the DA was bluffing. She meant she wouldn't go to jail. But anyway, woman behind bars. So, yeah. Hunter in Washington sets world record for Sherry's moose. I'm just in awe. So we're going to piss off some vegans here. A hunter in Washington recently learned that he set a world record with a moose he bagged back in November. Jim Hall from Buckley was out hunting with a friend, Jason Pernage, in Ferry County on November 28th when they encountered a Sharia's moose on the last valid day of Hall's month-long tag, which he had finally received after applying for more than 30 years. So he's had to apply to go out and shoot this moose, or shoot moose, or something. And on the last day, he's been applying for 30 years, mind you. And on the last day, he bagged this one, which is kind of impressive, I suppose. Just goes to show, just keep trying until you get there. I'm not paying attention to its horns, Hull remembered to the large moose in a statement to the Spokesman Review. I'm trying to get down as quickly and ethically as possible. So, apparently it's a red broker. I'm just in awe, he told the Statement Review, adding that he estimates the Sharia's moose to weigh somewhere in the neighbourhood of 650 to 700 pounds. I'm texting pictures to people and telling my friends are freaking out. So another buddy suggested Hall shared news of his extraordinary hunt with the Safari Club International, which later determined the moose's points measured a combined 242 inches of a score of 504 7 to 8 inches, or 1 to 1.5 inches more than enough to qualify as the new Safari Club world record for Sharia moose. My house is part mosque than trip. I don't think it's fair to charge her with more because she wants a trial. No, well, okay, so as for this, look, she had the opportunity to go through and to make a deal. She thought that she would skate by because she's rich and elite, and she denied that. She denied anyone actually going through and making the deal. Others did. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's... Look, even the ones that are doing the deal still have to do jail time. So, she had the choice. Do jail time for a reduced sentence, take the dice, roll the dice when it comes to the court. If she gets let off, then obviously that's great for her. If not, she's going to do more time. She decided to make that choice. She was offered a deal, and she said no. So, yeah. You know what's worse than any spider? Adam Schuster's face. Ooh, getting spicy there. Any vegans here? I'm not, but I have a question for one. Amy, my mum's organic food is horrible. Honestly, I have to eat it every time I go there, and she brings Stevie out to eat. Stevie is the sweetener, isn't it? I think that's actually worse for you than normal sugar. But anyway, I thought they might not do no time. No, actually the people that pled guilty are actually doing sentence, are actually doing time. So, yeah, her response was, I don't want to do time. I want to take the risk with the court. And, yeah, so she's rolled the dice, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. Kate Bowman, the woman behind the first black hole image. Never mind the guy who actually came up with the theory back in, 100 years ago, mind you. The 29-year-old computer scientist has earned plaudits worldwide for helping develop the algorithm that creates the first ever image of a black hole. So now we cannot hear... Gotta go, bye. No worries, Trip. Have a great night, man. So now we cannot hear about women in STEM anymore, please? We can get rid of all this affirmative action because, yeah. Kate Boatman led development of a computer program that made the breakthrough image possible. Congratulations to you. The remarkable photo shows a halo of dust and gas 500 million trillion kilometers from Earth. Was released on Wednesday. We didn't really cover it much because everybody else was seemingly talking about it. But this is obviously the photo of the black hole. There it is there. That's the photo there that you see there. It also has wide implications because it proves a lot of scientific theories that we thought. So there's a lot of good stuff that comes out of it. So it's not just, hey, we got a photo of a black hole. Woo-hoo! There's a lot of scientific theories that we can now work towards because we have a base. So, yeah. And yes, Trip, watch out for spiders. Dr. Bowman, its creator, was the realization of an endeavor previously thought impossible. Excited, bracing herself for the groundbreaking moment, Dr. Bowman's was pictured loading the image on her laptop. Watching in disbelief as the first image I ever made of a black hole was in the process of being reconstructed. Send the deep state to the black hole. Yeah, I could live with that. Yeah. She started making the algorithm 3 years ago while she graduated student at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. There she led a project assisted by a team of former MIT computer scientists and artificial intelligence laboratory, the Harvard Stolzian Center of Astrophysics, and the MIT Haystack Observatory. So yeah, kind of cool. So yeah, Evie is this guy here, Evie Yemen. He is a Australian Orthodox Jew who speaks out against Islamification of Australia. Here he is here. He recently has been exposing Jim Jeffries, that's Comedy Central, because of them trying to do a hit piece on Evie Yemi. So, he's from Melbourne, and at the end of the day, he was, yeah, he's done a lot of good work, and, yeah, he's got himself deported from the UK at the US at the moment. He's just against Islam of Australia, pretty much. So, yeah, I wouldn't say racist or anything. He exposed Jim by setting him up in an interview. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go calling him far right. To me, Evie Yemi, how do I say this nicely? I think Evie Yemi might be riding a wave of populism. I think at the end of the day, he mightn't necessarily believe everything that he spouts. I think he tends to want to stay in the headlines, and he's realised that by doing that is quite easy by being very vocal. But anyway, moving along. Matt Grace files pencil act in massive troll to Adam Schiff. Representative Matt Grace, who's a Republican of Florida, on Wednesday filed the Pencil Act, calling for Representative Adam Schiff to be removed from the House Intelligence Committee for his security clearance to be immediately revoked. The pencil algorithm stands for Preventing Extreme Negligence with Classified Information Licenses, but it also appears to be reference to President Trump's latest nickname for Schiff, Little Pencil Neck.
Pencil Neck Adam Schiff.
There you go. Grace's office issued a statement about the resolution on Thursday. As a member of the Gang of Eight, Representative Schiff is responsible for characterizing critical and sensitive intelligence information for other members of Congress and the American people. For 2 years, Representative Schiff falsely claimed that there was clear evidence on the issue of collusion and falsely claimed that Trump campaign accepted help from the Russian government to win presidency. So at the end of the day, look, while he is trolling, and it's funny that he is trolling, this is obviously dealing with a serious matter. This is literally talking about Adam Schiff turning around and going on the media and lying regards to welcome back, Out Trip. Lying regards to obviously Trump, Russia, and stuff like that. So look, while it's all good and joke and that about the pencil and stuff like that, and the pencil algorithm and stuff, it is dealing with a real situation that should be talked about too. And I kind of hope that people don't get lost with the troll and sort of go through and find out what it's actually about, I suppose. But yeah. Don't worry, we're not talking about creepy crawlies anymore. Trip. He colluded with fake Russians for nude pics of Trump. Yeah, there's that too. Apparently he was advocating or something. He deals with the Steele dossier, and there was also a thing where apparently someone tried to troll him and say they had some dirt on Trump or something, and wasn't it him that agreed to it or something, and said they'd be interested in it or something. He's a partisan hack. He really is. And look, at the end of the day, I just hope that people aren't going to get lost on this pencil algorithm. And at the end of the day, they obviously look into this a little bit more to obviously talk about what actually was going on. So, yeah. I don't know. But guys, I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I'm just wondering if Discord is not working. I don't know. Let's keep going. Alright. 234 House Democrats, 2 Republicans co-sponsor bill forcing schools to let male athletes compete on girls' sports team. We are getting towards the end of it, guys. We've got like 5 articles left. Every House Democrat but one has co-sponsored a bill requiring schools to allow male athletes to identify as transgender girls to compete on female sports teams. Democrats' Equality Act would amend the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to make sexual orientation and gender identity protected characteristics under federal anti-discrimination law. Among other things, the bill would force public schools to expand female athlete teams to include biological males who identify as transgender girls. Sarah Wilby, director of the left-wing human rights campaign, praised the bill's impact on high school sports in written testimony submitted to the House Subpoena Committee on Tuesday. Opponents of equality in athletes for transgender athletes have argued that girls who are transgender have unfair physiological advantage over cisgender girls. They do. There's no claim about it. It's fact. And as a result, will dominate women's competitive sports. They do. We already know that for real. Wahlberg wrote, calling it rooted in fact that biological male athletes will outperform their female counterparts. Exactly. House Judiciary Committee Jerry Nadler, Democrat from New York, made similar argument during April's second hearing his committee held onto the legislation. Even Martina Novinga, I'm getting that name wrong, has complained. Yeah, they have. A lot of women, female sports athletes are. They're realizing right now that, oh shit, getting a whole bunch of male who claim to be female and putting them into our sporting team is going to have a less of a position for us. Who would have thought? I'm shocked. I really am. But yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, it's... Who would have thought? It's literally women putting themselves out of a sporting team because at the end of the day, diversity is supposedly so much great. Whether they take estrogen or not, their DNA muscle structure won't change. True. And their bone density doesn't change for years. Testosterone levels may lower, but at the end of the day, they're still going to have that bone density and muscle. Like, if you want to know, like, whether it makes a difference or not, just simply look. A few months ago, we talked about, was it track and field? Transgender males got first, second, and maybe third. I'm not sure about the third place, but I know they definitely got first and second. Like, yeah, out of a whole field of women, the first two at least were male, cis males, transgender female, whatever the way you call it. I don't care really. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's the first two places at least, and possibly the third even, I'm not quite sure, I'll have to check on that, was actually transgenders. Biological men claiming to be women. Like, big surprise at the end of the day, they won, you know, like, who would have thought? So, yeah. Democrats can't win based on their ideas, so they want to change the rules of the game. One of the biggest criticisms of President Trump is that he violates the so-called democratic norms. Leading Democrats thinking tank officials, the newspaper columnists have continuously wrung their hands over how everything from Trump's tweets to his legitimate criticisms of the mainstream media somehow threatens American government institutions. Trump has assailed essentially institutional and traditions, claim left-wing outfits in reports issued this year. To me, this just sounds like them being petty and just whinging because they're not winning. So, you know, who cares, I suppose. Michael Avenatti faces up to 333 years in prison after indictments. Attorney Michael Avenatti faces up to 333 years in prison following a federal grand jury indictment that charged him with stealing millions of dollars from both his clients and the Internal Revenue Service, prosecutors said. Avenatti allegedly built a financial house of cards using stolen money to fund his lavish lifestyle, U.S. Attorney Nick Hanna says at the press conference Thursday. He allegedly stole millions of dollars from one client to purchase a private jet, according to the indictment, which included in his full at the bottom of his article, federal authorities seized Avenatti's jet Wednesday, officials said. Which is included in the full at the bottom of this article. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. So, is there a list? Oh, yeah, here it is here. The indictments. Look, at the end of the day, Avenatti going to jail. What's my thoughts and opinions? That's me. That's the crab is me dancing when I'm hearing about Avenatti going to jail. But yeah, I promise I won't play that clip anymore today. Maybe. But anyway. But yeah, good on him. Good on him. Hope you go to jail, and I hope you end up being someone's little bitch. But yeah. Yeah. It's good to see these rich and elites, you know, take one for the team, Avenatti. So, yeah. Alright, Boston College's... It's not a spider, it's a crab, Amy. You got spiders on the brain. Boston College student. Baby who survived abortion is not a baby. But you literally claim it was a baby who survived. But it's not a baby, right? But anyway. Pro-choice Boston College student said during a pro-life forum that a baby who survives an abortion should not receive medical care because it's not a baby. When is a baby not a baby? When it's a baby. Medical Research Center, MRC, reported that the Student for Life of American President Christina Hawkins engaged recently in a dialogue with two pro-choice students at an event sponsored by the Pro-Life Club of Boston College, a Catholic school. We might actually have a clip. Let's have a listen.
Life starts at conception, and that's your belief.
Well, that's what science says.
That's what science says. Okay. I'm proudly pro-abortion, and I'm happy for you to believe that. And I'm proudly pro-abortion. I agree with Kathleen's statement, and I understand that this for you, it's the same thing as not supporting health care and humane treatment for children at the border. Me saying that a baby, I'll use the term baby because I know that's the term you would use, a baby that was not, abortion is not successful, that was not called an abortion, should get medical care. But I don't really think you're answering her question, and I think she was really brave to come here and ask it. So I would like to know how you reconcile. So
sure, no, I'm actually going to answer her question,
okay,
but I actually wrote down a point.
I feel really bad because this is a really stressful situation, and I'm not a scientist, so I would be really stressed if someone was asking me to, describe how a fetus is or what a baby is. And like,
well, I'm just saying, if you're advocating for legal abortion and you're saying that you're pro-abortion, then you should be able to talk about these things. And it is difficult to talk about, and it is stressful to talk about these things. So to go back to her question, so she's acknowledged that she thinks a child that's been taken into protective custody, U.S. border, should receive medical care, taxpayer-funded medical care, but a child who's born alive during a botched abortion should not receive medical care. That's what we've learned, which I think is actually really relevant to the argument that the rest of the room has heard this kind of philosophical discussion, because I think that shows the slippery slope here when we talk about abortion.
To me, it's absolute batshit crazy. Yeah, I'm going to agree with Amy. Like, come on, really? So, a baby who turns up at a border, for example, right, is a baby. But a baby born in America, well, that might necessarily be a baby anymore. Like, they're literally saying that a child turning up at the border has more of a right to medical care than one that was born in this country. That, to me, in itself, is scary. When you're turning around vilifying people of your own country, but then flat out supporting someone from another country. That, to me, is insanely critical, insanely stupid. You're not going to support your own citizens, but will support everybody else. Like, to me, that's just batshit crazy. It really is. But regardless. So at the end of the day, yeah, I agree that at the end of the day, look, I support abortion, right? I support it. I support abortion for certain circumstances. If you get raped, if if there's a risk to the mother, if there's some birth defect, or something like that, then yeah, totally agree. But at the end of the day, yeah, and I think the kids that come to the border, that try and come into the country illegally, should they get medical care? Maybe they should. I don't know. The problem is that if you start doing that, then you're going to get a whole bunch of kids turning up. A whole bunch of people sending their kids to the border because they get free medical care. And Americans don't even get free medical care. So why are we giving it to the border people when this mother, like, for example, this, in imaginary world, right? This baby who survives abortion is not a baby thing, right? The mother's presumably had to pay for the abortion. She's obviously going to presumably pay for the medical care of the baby. So at the end of the day, yeah, emergency care, but not everyday care. Yeah, I would agree with that. That would be, maybe you could sway me on that argument. And I also don't think that Americans should not be paying for emergency care, or paying for emergency care, and the people at the border getting it for free too. So there's a difference there as well. It's not really fair. But I don't know. It's a very messy situation. Alright. Oregon man Flores Lopez sentenced to 60 days in jail after raping a small dog. And we're demonetized. Who are we kidding? We were demonetized long before this. An Oregon man named Flores Lopez was handed the maximum sentence for raping a dog that later had to be euthanized, the report said. We have covered this before. We didn't find out what the sentence was. It has been obviously 60 days. The 52-year-old suspect was arrested after his girlfriend became worried, had attacked a small, looks like a little chihuahua sort of thing. The dog began whimpering and hiding underneath the bed, or couch. I thought it was bed. But yeah, he's got 60 days. So he's prohibited from owning a pet for 15 years. Must undergo a mental health evaluation and counselling program. Lopez must also pay the dog's owner a $500 restitution. Yeah, same guy, I believe. I believe it's the same guy. But he's a migrant. So, yeah, the dog wasn't wearing a hijab, Trip. So, the dog was asking for it, apparently. Moving along. Automatic sperm extractor machines help donor who don't want to masturbate. Why are we covering this? But anyway. Technology will never fail to amaze and baffle us in equal measures. The contraptions get more and more advanced, just like this machine in China, who has been used to help men donate sperm. The footage of the machine in action has gone viral for obvious reasons, largely because it's particularly bizarre sight to hold, and also because it's potentially a solution for men who struggle with masturbation or find an idea of going into a room to pleasure themselves in a plastic cup to a little more unveiling. Yeah. Oh wow. Oh man. Oh wow, so shadow banned. Yeah, we're shadow banned today, don't worry. Obviously it's been the butt of all jokes, so to speak. Doc Marty, let's go to the future. Marty, let's not go to the future just yet. Marty, why? Doc, trust me. Sorry, but all I see is this. Someone's put this as a cartoon. Do you have a link to this machine? Just asking. Asking for a friend, right, Trip? Oh, there's the dialects from Doctor Who. Was someone joking? Exterminate. Oh my god, really? Yeah, so apparently that happened in China. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. Moving along. Ex-Pope Benedict blames the 1960s revolution for something abuse. I don't know why I'm bothering censoring today. I really don't. For sexual abuse. Retired Pope Benedict the 16th has published a letter which blames clerics' sexual abuse on all-out sexual freedoms of the 1960s. No, I don't think so. No. Stop being a creepy old man. He said culture and history change had led to dissolution of morality in Catholicism. The sexual revolution in the 1960s had led to homosexuality and pedophilia in the Catholic establishment, he claimed. Really? You're gonna go there? The letter sparked fierce criticisms from the theologians who claimed it's deeply flawed. Vatican expert Joshua Millie said in the National Catholic Reporter, it does not address the structure issue that a better abuse covered up. Benedict's own contestant, 24-year-old role as head of Veterans Vatican's powerful doctrine office. Look, to me, this is obviously him just trying to make an excuse. It really is. He's just creepy old man. At the end of the day, yeah, it's disgusting. It really, really is. So, yeah. Yeah. Let's blame the 1960s. So, yeah. But anyway. But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, I don't know. I think my audio drivers... So, I haven't heard Satellite this whole time, but I'm surprised he's not awake. Although I think if he had been awake, he would have typed in chat, I can't hear you, you can't hear me. So, maybe he's still asleep, but I don't know. He's been in chat because he fell asleep on Discord. But, yeah. I don't know. As for this, guys, look, to me, this is just them trying to pass the buck. Just own up to your mistakes, man. Okay? Your church became a bunch of pedophiles. So, yeah. Funny how we went from the dog to Catholic priests. Yeah, it's like it might have been linked that way, Amy. It's like it might have been deliberately put into an order. Not saying it was or not, but, you know, just saying. Sorry if it triggered anyone. Yeah, sorry, but not sorry. Right. But yeah, look, obviously, look, I don't have a problem with Christianity. I don't have a problem with religion. But obviously we do try and link the stories together. You'll notice there's normally a common thread that links these stories one by one. Like, for example, here we're talking about the man with the dog. We're talking about the machine, masturbation, and we're talking about the post, the probe. Yeah. I don't think anybody would trigger anybody. So yeah. But guys, apart from that, that's it. That's the show for the day. So yeah. Just under 2.5 hours. It's not too bad actually, considering I thought we were going to go longer than that. But guys, I don't know. Obviously, thanks to everybody who has tuned in to chat. Obviously for today. Big shout out to everybody who has been here. Amy, Trip. I think I see TL earlier. Obviously, and Nick, Antac 76 was in here. But yeah, guys, for all the regulars, thank you very much for tuning in and enjoying us. Remember, subscribe to Nonpartisan Live. Okay? Trip's great. We love Trip. Trip comes into our Discord sometimes. So yeah. But apart from that, guys, obviously big thanks to everybody who tuned in today. Big thanks to the donation for $5. Yeah, obviously, guys, I appreciate it, guys. You don't have to, but I do appreciate the money. Obviously, it helps us because we can run ads and stuff. And we're going to start doing that sort of stuff. So obviously, big shout out for that. Obviously, big shout out to everybody who watches this video at a later time. So yeah, yeah, yeah. But apart from that, guys, obviously we will be here tomorrow for the last show of the week. And apart from that, we're going to sort out what we're going to do with Nonpartisan Media Live. See how many people sign up. But yeah, Dog God. Oh, see, Trip got it. Yeah. See? Yeah. But anyway, apart from that, guys, obviously big thanks to everybody who tuned in. Big thanks to everybody who watches this at a later date. Big thanks to everybody who obviously donates and obviously keeps the channel going. And apart from that, guys, obviously we will see you all tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves. I'm not going to play the crab song on the way out. Apart from that, guys, enjoy. Have a great night. And I'll be in Discord for anybody who wants to come and join me. Have a great night and enjoy.